Hi guys, my name is Borrodante, and welcome back to Judge Yourself Away. So we're continuing this pretty cool artwork we started and continued in Craft Pro, and now we're moving to Art Studio Pro to get higher resolution. This is the actual resolution of the canvas that we're gonna get, so it's 6K canvas now. And yeah, we'll see how things will go here with a different brush engine. I will most likely use the dry brush all the time, like a dual brush that I was talking about in the recent video. And yeah, let's see what we have to change, for sure. First of all, of course, the fiasco of the previous episode is the mirrory surfaces. Like, this part looks okay, but all the other things, especially here, this is the worst. This doesn't look like mirror reflections at all, so we need to pay a lot more attention. I'll have to, like, really experiment with how to make this kind of concave-shaped cylindrical mirror inside of the limb would look like. Like, I think we pretty much nailed the reflection on the sword, on the blade. It looks really cool. I have no idea if it's physically correct or not, but again, who cares? It looks cool. It looks like a reflection on the sword. So we'll try to do as good of a job there on the broken pieces of the body. And another thing I want to fix, I want to experiment a bit more with the snakes, because right now they don't look so hot. Like, the main snake is kind of cool, but it could have a better pose and better location for the head and everything. So I'll see what I can do there. And this nasty monster is way just bad. So let's see how we can change that. Or maybe we would go back to just one snake. And one more thing I want to work on is a little bit the face. We need to put more detail to it, just because we want to see more. And the smoke, it looks cool, but too quick. We need to really play around with this effect. It may look very beautiful. It's one of the things that may make this picture really cool. So, more detail there. And all over the place, like the background and everything. I'll probably start with the snakes, just to warm up. Some nice reflected lighting from the palm onto this piece of glass that the hand is holding. Looking pretty cool when you get just the right values, meaning the reflected light shouldn't be very bright. It should be pretty dull, but kind of noticeable. And only when things are really that close to each other, like pretty much contacting each other, that's where such a small detail may also result in a cool reflected light as well. So I changed the neck of the snack a bit. I think it feels much better this way. Maybe I'll liquefy it a little bit more to make it even nicer. So yeah, did a little tweaks here and there. As I always do, I never stay at the same spot. Added a little crack on the glass. I think it's a good detail and brings a clearer message that this is the reflection. So I may give it another go with the second snake, make it look a bit more realistic, and just cool, but there's a good chance we can just go with one snake, and in this blank spot I would just make more of the cave details. That'll look pretty good, and maybe make the composition light enough, because right now it's like every square inch of the picture has something going on, so maybe this would be a good place for rest. Yeah, you know what? This is just ridiculous with this limb snake. Like, I can't even imagine how it would look better. Well, it could have been much further away, like more in the fog, in that blue fog that is behind it. So it would be much smaller and like that. So there's almost like no second snake really composition-wise, but there's a little detail for that as well, like it brings a message of a second snake. That would work. That may actually work even here as it is, on top of this cave detail, stalactites and stalagmites. I wonder if this is the right way to say this in English. So yeah, let's say we have all of this. So stalactite is the one that's hanging from the top. Like right here, this is a stalactite. Who cares? It's like quicksand, something you really like when you're a kid, but then you figure out it's never gonna be a part of your life. So yeah, let's go with making a good abstraction out of these cave details, and then we'll see if we wanna put another snake on top of it, of a smaller size, like in the distance. It's fine. It looks fine. It definitely works better than what we used to have. Such a weird snack. Yeah, this is a bit better. Still have to figure out how to draw snakes' heads so they wouldn't look very funny and cartoony. Maybe it's just that the head is too big. It shouldn't be that big. So sad. I should remove the eyes. They shouldn't be visible there at all. So yeah, that's it for the snake for now. It's alright. It really is. Right? Right? We can easily erase it if anything. And yeah, worked a little bit on the closer snake. It looks kind of cool. It's interesting how I pretty much almost haven't changed anything. Added the bottom teeth, but just the small details that I added with just shading and values, like on this side and with these nice highlights and whatever. It just made it look so much better. Some highlights also brought the mouth to life a bit. The shading on this tooth is too flat, so let's make it a bit more three-dimensional like that. And I think overall we need to shade it down a bit, because the angle at which the light is falling on this tooth is a lot smaller than on this tooth, so it's gonna just catch less light overall, especially at the tip, because it's curving away. Better? Now some gradient like that we did on this tooth as well, just from ambient light. So I made these broken bits completely black, the insides, and it actually looks much closer to a reflective surface just being black like that, then whatever I tried to do here is just so out of place. I guess it was just catching so much reflection that made very little sense for such an enclosed surface, enclosed location. So maybe we need to add just a little tiny bit of that reflection. So let's give it a try and then maybe work a bit on the foggy head, and that will be it for today. Generally we have pretty cool improvements already. So, well, let's reflect that color somehow very carefully. This is my Everest. Like, really, there's not a lot of stuff by this point that I can't paint at all. Like, I have no idea how to render. Not a lot of stuff you can find like that I would just completely not be able to visualize, that it wouldn't even look like something. But this is one of the few things, which is what makes it so interesting. Like, I feel like just repainting this for half a year until I get it right. What's also cool about this reflection is that there is absolutely no way to find any kind of reference for it. Like, we could 3D model this leg, but then we would need to 3D model the environment, because that's the point. I'm trying, reflection is the environment. And what I fear the most is that if we even actually model the whole thing, the reflection would just look so weird in this situation, even when it's physically correct, that there would be no point to use that reference anyway, because no one would believe that reflection in a painting. Like, the worst part about it is that most surface is actually supposed to be black, I think. Just because, this part, it's facing somewhere inside of the leg, or it will be reflecting inside of the leg. Or maybe not, though, I'm not sure. And it doesn't matter, it's a cylinder too, so the reflection should be stretched along the leg. And in the end, it just looks like some kind of wires inside of a robot that are just very weird and messed up. And also, because it's a concave cylinder part, like we're looking inside of the cylinder, the reflection should be inverted. So this part will be over there inside. The reflection will go there, which makes it a lot less obvious, that this is a reflection. It's such a non-traditional thing to paint that human eye will just not take any bits left to imagination, because imagination is not gonna help here. Okay, there's a little bit of a thing that I can grab onto on this leg, is the broken pieces right here. Like, I can show very clearly that these white lines, they get completely cut off perfectly by the edge of the broken bit, which will definitely make it look like not some kind of wires, but actually something that's on the inside surface of the thing at least. And the fact that it's so bright and stretched, maybe it brings some idea that this is a reflection for the eye of a viewer. Still horrible, completely horrible, and absolutely unsatisfying. Ugh, so bad. I don't know, let's just keep it as is for now. Today is not the day. Alright, let's do the fog a little bit. Hopefully that'll work out. Alright, that's good enough for today. Ugh. So weird looking, like, this way you look at it, it seems like a decent, fully detailed, and the kind of shape of the smoke that is on its own. But if you go to the previous stage, it appears that I just painted some details over a completely different fog, and it feels so weird that I was just pretty much only adding some details. I felt like I rebuilt it completely, but not really. So anyway, this is what it is. By the way, the smoke thing, some of you guys in the comments said recently in the latest video that it looks really cool because this highlights the fact that the character's mind is clouded, like they're occupied too much with what they are, and so this is visualizing their state of mind very well. I gotta say, maybe I just thought it would be fitting for the character because of that, but generally I thought it was just cool looking. I had no idea. This is the way a lot of ideas happen when I paint. It's just like, well, this looks cool, and then after a little while, oh, it also makes a lot of sense if you think about it. So yeah. Pretty cool deal. So let's merge down today's progress, and I don't know why I painted a bunch of stuff in a separate layer. I started painting these reflections on a separate layer as if that would help me in any way. Actually it would, I just forgot that I was in a separate layer. It would be easier to just paint and then erase the parts where the edge of the leg is meeting the reflection. I would be able to just erase and it would be sharp and clean. Well, I forgot about that anyway. I don't think it would save me much. So yeah, there we go. This is the progress of today. Didn't work a lot on the face though. For some reason decided to make the eyes a bit darker. I mean, it highlighted better that the pink character is close to us and the snake is far away, because snake can't have such dark shadows as the eyes of our character. So it immediately brings the character to the front and the snake to the far back. Nice. Tell me guys what you think about the progress. Also, tell me what you think about this stuff and how do we deal with this? Any ideas at all? How to like legitimately approach this kind of situation? How to paint this reflection that it would look aesthetically good and physically close and just would be very recognizable as an inwards reflection of this thing. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did. If you're here, leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend. Choose what to paint wisely. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! The dude is like, am I pretty? And the snake is like, no, you suck.